Attends, ah oui, mais parce que du coup, tu veux que je refasse l'intro ou pas? Non, c'est bon.
Indeed, we should have redone the introduction of this video because we lost it. To summarize, here is what the introduction contained. Hey Gunfingers fam, today we are in the backstage of Rampage at the Sportpaleis in Antwerp. I'm with the great Ray Volpe. Ray, I've prepared a special playlist for you today. I'll let you react to the songs I'm going to play for our rewind interview.
So the first one is this one. This track, actually,
iconic.
is iconic because it's the first track on your SoundCloud.
Yes, the first public track.
Yeah, the first public track, of course. I suppose you have a bunch of tracks before.
Yeah.
It was like 10 years ago, yeah. And
Maybe,
very
yeah.
electro and...
It was very much electro, yeah.
So is that was something that you started with, like really electro vibe, kind of?
Yeah, I was really into like all types of electronic music. I was still really into like dubstep as well, but I was just, at that time I was like, ooh, like electro house and like whatever bass house kind of was before. I was really enjoying like those kind of vibes and those styles and those artists that were making it. I can't even think of artists that were making them like at the top of my head right now, but there were so many that I would listen to and be like, this is sick. I think in that song specifically, I was trying to do something like Zed. There was a song by Zed and Ellie Goulding.
Yes,
that was
I
a really
remember.
good track. And there's the second drop of that track, and that's what that song was inspired by. Yeah.
Nice.
That's how we ride.
This one was on your second EP, right? Like
Yes.
Lion.
Yes.
And yeah, really old school vibe, like dubstep.
Very bro steppy. It's the
Yeah.
first. That song and that EP is like the first one where I kind of finally defined like, ooh, this is what my sound's gonna be. Like that's the first real kind of step into that.
Okay, and even like it was kind of impressive because there was like remixes from Eliminate and Spaghetti of this one.
I had everybody. That was a
Yeah.
stacked pack on there. I think we had E-Hide on there as well, I believe, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember. Chime was on there before he was Chime. It was,
Oh, okay. Do
they
you
were,
remember the name he has at
Yeah,
this
they went by December with a 3.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Oh yeah, this was one of my big streaming songs. Yeah, that was the first one that like hit him. That was my first song that hit 1 million.
Yeah?
Yeah, my first one. Yeah.
And so did you enjoy like collaborating with rappers?
She got the perfect imperfections. I know this girl that picks a blessing. I feel the need to tell the whole world, cause I know some girls who missed the message. I wish to keep...
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how I found Young Fusion. I think he was on a song called, I don't remember what the song was called. It was on EDM.com. They used to have dubstep.net, and they had all these other like different channels for different genres. And he did one on one of like the AIA, like Artist Intelligence Agency or whatever it was called. Like they had like a bunch of sub labels basically, and he did a feature on a song, and I was like, it was like my favorite song at the time. And that I was like, I hit him up. I was like, we should work on
And
something.
actually, this is still really, really nice. Like,
Thank you. I like that one.
I really
think
like this one.
He did a good job on the vocal.
Yeah.
I think he carries it. So yeah.
Of course, of course. I was wondering, like, are you nostalgic of this old-time trap?
Yeah, I definitely, and that's why I think I'm enjoying making bass house right now, because bass house has like vocal chopping a lot of the time in it. Like I think people like Knock 2 really specialized and popularized that, and Henry Fong and others, where there will be like a little flip or like B-side response turnaround, and it's like a little vocal chop section, and that brings me back to like the old vocal trap days. So I've been having fun making bass house to kind of get back to that. So it's been fun to think about that and revisit that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I like this one.
I like these songs. Good artist.
Really nice artist.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
I'm a huge fan.
I love Program to Love. That one's like the original and the VIP both are like they're like some of my favorite melodies I've ever made, and like I think like the message behind it really is like true to who I am, because I feel like I feel like I was like I programmed to love. Like I'm a very much like a. It's not even just like that's not just like singled out to like romance or something. It's just like my friends, my family, also my girlfriend. Like I love, you know what I mean? And my fans, my friends, the music. Like I'm just very much like passionate about everything. So I feel like I was like wired that way. So that's kind of that, yeah.
And what is funny, like you're saying that, because actually my question was like, so Programmed to Love, same period, Believe in Me, and All Emotion Allowed. Was this in some way a message to your fans to say that you're a deeply romantic guy?
No, maybe not about romance, but it's definitely to show, like I guess like the passion or like because there is like I do have so much love for like everything that I do, so I think that that's kind of the message. Is kind of like it's love, but not, I guess,
Yeah, romance.
the romantic way. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I get
But it's
it.
definitely love. Yeah, you know, in all forms. Just like I fucking love making music. I love my fans. I love my family. I love my friends. I love doing this. I love, you know. So it's like
That's amazing, really passionate guy.
I'm sorry. I tried to be. I tried to be.
Feeling This Way.
Yes.
So it was on the Mixed Feeling EP on
Yes.
2021. So an EP you released on Subsidia. It was a full melodic dubstep EP, right?
Yeah. Basically, it was. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was all. It was all except we had like the one bass house track. That was like an outlier because I was like, starting to be like, ooh, I'm gonna start making this again. I really liked doing that melodic EP because I felt like I've always done both. I've always done melodic. I've always done heavy, but my EPs are always heavy. So I was like, let's just change that, you know. And the Mixed Feelings name I came up with through because a lot of the songs like Feeling This Way and Nosebleed. Well, Nosebleed's kind of like a halfway point. It kind of feels heavy for a melodic song, but Need Your Love and Feeling This Way specifically both have a heavy and melodic section. So that's why it's like mixed feelings. Like I'm mixed on it, like both heavy and melodic. It's like two sides or whatever like that.
So that's the reason you.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
Blazer, blazer, blazer. Rock the
So Laserbeam, of course, is one of your latest amazing, like big success tracks.
It's been crazy. It's the
Yeah.
track that's done basically everything for me, which is really cool. Really cool. I'm still going through it right now. That's the thing. Like we're here at Rampage. We're here at Rampage because of that. You know, like I mean, I like to believe I would have been here. I would have been here regardless. I just don't think it would have been right now. I think that Laserbeam really helped skyrocket and push the growth and the progress to go faster, and I'm very grateful for that because it's been a very cool, fun ride that it's like seemingly never ending because I'm still like there's still things happening where I'm like, oh, this is like a new thing that happened. We got opportunity for this, or like there's this news, and it's like still happening. And the song came out in June, and we're in March now of the next year, so it's crazy.
Yeah, totally. And my question was because there is an amazing remixes AP, and I was wondering like which remix is your favorite?
Oh, honestly,
Yeah.
it's a remix that's not on the pack.
No, you're
Yeah.
kidding.
The Chris Lake remix.
Chris Lake's remix.
Chris
Okay.
Lake's remix is my favorite.
Will you send it to us?
I can't.
Oh
I
shit.
cannot. I would if I could,
Oh.
but I am not allowed.
Oh damn. Because
It's
that's
a Chris Lake set exclusive basically.
okay.
That's where you can hear it.
Okay.
Maybe in like a Chris Lorenzo set too, or some other
Oh.
in that camp. But that's
Okay,
about
so you
it,
play
yeah.
it. So you play it, but
I don't play it. I don't
Okay.
play it. I don't. I'm not. I can't pull off playing tech house as much as I would love to. That would be sick, though. Yeah, that would be sick. But I don't think I can get away with it just yet. Maybe in a couple of years I can get away with it. Yeah.
okay. Okay, I get it.
Back to the old school.
This one, so the latest track you released with Marshmello is named Old School.
Yeah.
And this is well, great name for this one
Yeah,
because of course
it's
it's
very
like
old school bro step. Yeah.
yeah. And do you think we are seeing a revival of old school?
I think we are with a lot of genres because I think that everything kind of comes back around. It's all cycles. Same thing with fashion. Like fashion recycles and over like things from the 90s become popular again from the 80s. I think the same thing in music. Calvin Harris, Ellie Goulding just dropped a track that sounds like straight out of like the 90s or something. Maybe the 80s. I don't know the decades, alright? I'm bad at this. I'm a child, okay? I'm 25. I wasn't around back then, alright? I was born in 97. I was born in 97.
I understand. I'm the same.
But it's very old school track and it's very cool. It sounds like something you would hear in the club in that era. Same thing goes for, you know, whether someone's maybe putting out bro step or a lot of the UK influence that Skrillex has been throwing into his albums, which a lot of people would classify as old school. Even though I think that it never like became old. It was always something that I feel like Europe and like the underground and the UK really had kind of solidified.
Of course.
But that's starting to really pop back up now as well, or pop up into the mainstream at least as well. So yeah, I think everything recycles. I think it all comes and goes. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a cycle. Yeah, I agree, and I think we kind of need that also.
Oh,
like,
for sure. Yeah, because then you bring like fresh ideas into it, and it's like there's like little changes here and there, and it's like, oh, this is a nice way to do this, and then makes things either more like a little more fresh.
Yeah, and even like in this track, what I really appreciated was like this is an old school vibe, but with all the improved we did with technically.
Yeah. It's like the sound design's better, and like the ideas are maybe fresher, and there's like different like things like that make it fresh, but it's like it feels modern. It's kind of like you see like an old looking house, and you go inside, and it's like super modern inside, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, how was it to collaborate with Marshmello? Because actually,
it was really cool. I've been very grateful that he's been very supportive of me since like 2016 now or something like that. So going all the way back to then, he let me do a remix of his song Ritual. That was like a free download, like SoundCloud thing that we did, and then you know, all these years later to be able to, you know, work on a song together is really cool because, you know, he's super talented. He's one of the biggest stars in the world.
Yeah.
You know, he's like absolutely massive. He works with, you know, artists in and outside of dance music. So to be with somebody that influential is really cool.
Yeah, really pop artist, even like. Yeah, I get it. And I was really impressed to see this one, actually. I was like, oh my god, this is an amazing collaboration.
That's how I felt. I was like, this is sick, this is crazy. How is this
Really
real?
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much
Absolutely.
for this interview.
I'm happy to
it
be
was
here.
really interesting to go through your whole career
I
and
had
different
fun.
kind of vibes.
I thought you were going to be showing me random music and getting my take on it. I didn't know we were taking a trip down memory lane.
That's the reason I just say tracks, because I'm like, I don't want you to expect like I'm digging through all your career and all the music you released, but I'm really happy to do those kind of interview for me because it's interesting to see how you started and where you are now. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Thank you very much for this
Absolutely.
interview.
I had a great time.
And can't wait to see you play tonight.
I'm excited. I gotta finish my set.
No, really? You didn't? Excellent. Okay. I will judge for that, for sure.